Welcome to the Inner Compass. We're beginning with Pillar 1, the core wound. To understand it, we have to start with a question you've likely asked yourself. Why am I like this? Consider the daily reality of your interactions. You find it nearly impossible to say no. You are the anchor in lopsided relationships, overgiving and overfunctioning until you're depleted, while your own boundaries feel non-existent. Inside, that compliance is driven by a relentless perfectionism, a sense that any mistake is a catastrophic failure. Yet you might also feel strangely disconnected, as if you're moving through the world behind a pane of glass, numb to your own genuine feelings. It is common to hear these traits, burnout, people-pleasing, codependency, described as inherent personality flaws. We're told they are simple weaknesses of character we just need to fix. But if we look at the internal logic of these behaviors, a different pattern emerges. These aren't defects, they are functional responses. They act as a precisely calibrated shield, built to endure conditions that once felt overwhelming. These painful adult patterns are actually survival strategies, scripts written in childhood that are still running on an unconscious loop today. This starts with a biological baseline. Human infants are evolutionarily hardwired to seek a secure base and a safe haven. Without a reliable caregiver to provide that security, the child cannot safely explore the world. Psychologist John Bowlby identified a cold biological reality. An infant's emotional bond with a caregiver is a survival requirement, as vital as food or shelter. During World War II, Bowlby studied children evacuated from London. He proved that even when children were moved to physically safe areas, the break in their primary attachment bond caused severe, lasting developmental trauma. We see this same physiological distress in young, hospitalized children isolated from their parents. Deprived of a safe haven, they undergo a three-stage response. First, angry protest, then quiet despair, and finally, a chilling emotional detachment. These early interactions form the internal working model, a mental map that tells the child if the world is safe. But if a caregiver is neglectful or inconsistent, the blueprint warps. The child must provide the foundational support themselves to prevent the system from collapsing. When that secure base is missing, the child's internal working model rewires to prioritize constant vigilance. It teaches them that survival requires forfeiting their own needs to keep the caregiver stable. Psychologist Donald Winnicott described the result of this rewiring as the false self. This is a psychological shield created to protect the vulnerable true self from further emotional harm. This false self utilizes the fawn response. To maintain a connection, the child learns to hyper-comply and appease threats, trading their authentic feelings for the safety of being what the caregiver needs them to be. The tragedy is that while the body grows up, this rigid, protective false self continues to govern our adult relationships, treating every disagreement like the existential threat it once was. This optimal zone of emotional regulation is the window of tolerance. Inside, we handle stress with curiosity, but with an unhealed core wound, this window compresses. Pushed outside this narrow lane, we either spike into panic and fawning or crash into avoidant emotional numbness. This combination of a dominant false self and a shrunken window of tolerance makes adult intimacy feel like a physiological battleground. The false self was a brilliant shield for a child who had no other choice. But for an adult, that same shield becomes a prison that keeps you disconnected from your own life. Healing is the process of integrating new information into that old internal working model. It's about teaching your nervous system that the environment has changed. We do this through reparenting. This means using your adult agency to provide yourself with the safety, clear boundaries, and attunement that were missing during your development. It requires recognizing your protector parts, the fawning and the overachieving, and acknowledging how they kept you alive. Healing begins when you can finally give those parts permission to stand down. Consistent self-compassion gradually expands your window of tolerance. It rebuilds the emotional safety required for your authentic self to finally step forward. You are no longer a helpless child navigating a deficit. You are an adult with the power to build a secure base from within. What is one thing you learned about yourself as a child that you are still carrying today?